Dumelang Absheni Ralocha Sanwanani Molweni. My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Now, today we focus on a significant event that took place at Rhodes University during the Leadership Week, where the President and Commander-in-Chief of Economic Freedom Fighters, Julius Malema, delivered a powerful public lecture on security and good governance in Africa. Now, Julius Malema, known for his commitment to addressing issues of colonialism, racism, and inequality in Africa, did not disappoint in his latest speech. Now, his address touched on the deep-seated challenges facing the continent, but it was his pointed criticism of the very institution hosting the event, which was Rhodes University, that captured the most attention. Now, in a bold and thought-provoking statement, Malema questioned how a university in post-apartheid South Africa could still bear the name of Cecil John Rhodes. Now, he was a figure synonymous with colonialism, racism, and imperialism. Malema's critique was not just an attack on the name, but a challenge to the very foundations of how we remember and honor historical figures in Africa. Let's have a look.
Appreciating those who invited me here to Rhodes University. Cecil John Rhodes University, named after the most brutal colonizer, the most racist and imperialist, who would not have wanted you who are seated here to be here today, because he hated everything else that looked like us and treated us like slaves and animals. And we are shocked that we still, 30 years after democracy, have institutions like this one, where it's supposed to be a stage for intellectual contestation, still being called after the most brutal individuals who have made our life pain and misery. Grahamstown has changed the name to Makhanda. Why can't this university change a name for a better name?
I believe it's hard to ignore the weight of Malema's arguments, if we're being honest. Rhodes University, named after one of the most brutal colonizers in history, continues to carry a legacy that many argue is contrary to the values of a free and democratic South Africa. Now, Cecil John Rhodes was a man who believed in white supremacy, and his actions left a trail of exploitation and suffering across Southern Africa. And yet, here we are, in 2024, with an institution of higher learning still bearing his name, despite the deep scars his legacy has actually left on the continent. Now, during his lecture, Malema called for a re-examination of the symbols and names that continue to adorn public spaces in South Africa. He argued that as long as institutions like Rhodes University retain these names, they continue to honor a past that was built on the enslavement of Black people rather than acknowledging the ongoing struggle for equality and justice. Now, I believe that Malema's speech actually resonates with the broader decolonization movement that has gained momentum across the globe. The call to rename Rhodes University is more than just a symbolic gesture. It is a demand for the dismantling of remnants of colonialism that still persist in our society. And the name of an institution is more than just a label, right? It actually reflects the values and the history that the institution stands for. And in this light, Malema's critique actually forces us to confront a difficult question. What does it say about us as a society when we continue to uphold the names and legacies of those who oppressed others? Now, the debate over renaming Rhodes University, I believe it's a representation of a larger struggle for recognition and justice in post-colonial Africa. We must be proactive in shaping a future that is free from oppressive symbols of colonialism. It's about reclaiming our narrative and ensuring that the institutions that educate future generations are actually aligned with the principles of equality, justice, and African pride. Now, Julius Malema's lecture at Rhodes University has undoubtedly sparked renewed discussions around the decolonizations of education and public spaces in South Africa. Now, as the nation continues to grapple with its past, I believe that his words serve as a reminder that the legacy of colonialism is not just a historical footprint, but a present reality that must be addressed if we are to move forward as a truly free and equal society. Now, Malema's challenge to Rhodes University is not just about a name. It's about the broader struggle to redefine our public spaces and institutions in a way that honors the dignity and humanity of all Africans. Whether or not Rhodes University will be renamed remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. The conversation around decolonization and the symbols we choose to uphold is far from over. Now, with that being said, let's engage in the comment section, shall we? We want to hear from you. And while you're at it, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me. Till we meet again, it is goodbye for now.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Truthful Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.